What's going on, you guys? It's your girl, Kris and Chris.
And your girl, Lexx.
And we're back with another episode of Figuring Out with Kris and Lexx. And today, me and Lex were just speaking about college and like our college experience. If you didn't know, we both went to college. I went to Delaware State University. State!
And I went to Raritan Valley Community College, RVCC.
Stand up! Okay, so I went to a HBCU. She obviously went to a community college from our hometown. Mm-hmm. So we both have like a different, viewing on college. I mean, she still works in corporate America. I don't use my degree at all.
I don't use my degree. I didn't need a degree to answer phones.
Sure. You're right. So, one question that I always see on social media is like, is college really necessary? And I hear a lot of people talking about like, well, Bill Gates didn't go to college. Well, did he?
I don't know. To be that smart.
A lot of people who are billionaires, millionaires, and all these people didn't go to college, which is very true. And nowadays, like, you really don't need your fucking degree.
Absolutely not.
Like, college, a lot of people say it's a waste of time. A lot of people say it's necessary. And we're just here to really figure it out. Like, is it a waste of time or is it not a waste of time? What do you think?
Well, let's start off. Why did you go to college?
Well, I had no choice. Like, when I was coming upon my high school graduation, my parents were kind of just like, so what school are you going to go to? It wasn't like, so are you going to go to college? Or, okay, so what do you want to do? It was just like, so which school are you going to? So then I was forced to just be like, okay, well, what school am I going to go to? Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. I didn't think it was a choice. Yeah. And that's just how it was. Did you have a choice or no?
No. So when I was in high school, my parents, like, my grades were never the best. Like, it was always like up and down.
Facts.
So
mine too.
So at a certain point, I think it was my junior year, I had, was it Miss Gordon? Was that junior year? Yeah, junior year. I was doing good in all my other classes, but Miss Gordon, my math teacher, she failed me. Like, I got like,
Miss Gordon, you know who you are.
So I got an F, and I've never gotten, like, when I say grades up and down, I mean, you take home a test, you got a bad grade, then you get a good grade. But actually on my report card, it was never like an F. Like, I've never gotten that. I mean, I've gotten
a D. Oh, that's when you went to freaking summer school.
Yeah, I've gotten a D, I've gotten a C, but I've never gotten an F on my actual report card. And this lady gave me that. So from that, my parents said, we're not going to pay for you to go to a 4-year school. You can go to Raritan because you're obviously not good. You're obviously not good in school, so you're not wasting our money.
So that was smart, because my parents did the same thing, because I definitely went to summer school, except it was online, so it wasn't really technically summer school. It just had to do a course online.
But something should have told them, because that year that I failed that class, summer school was actually free, because so many people were failing. But whatever, that's neither here nor there. But that's the reason why I went to Raritan Valley. If I could have chose, I think regardless, I think Raritan was my best bet to go, because sending a child to a 4-year university and they don't know what exactly they're doing, that's a lot of money wasted. But I think maybe parents should think about before they even send children to school at all. Do you really want to go to school? Because regardless, it's going to be a waste of money. Like,
it depends, and that's the argument that I like to make, like, when people are on social media, because I don't like when people say like college is a complete waste of time. It's not a complete waste of time, for the simple fact that if you want to be a doctor, you want to be an engineer,
absolutely,
you want to be IT, you want to be all these things, you need a degree.
Absolutely. But what if you want to sell hair on Instagram?
Well, then you don't need a fucking degree.
Well, look at that. What if you want to make baskets?
You don't need a degree. But another thing is, it's always good to have, and I feel like when it comes to black people in specific, I think that we should lessen the argument of, college is a waste of time, and the whole HBCU versus PWI thing, because there was a time where black people, we didn't even get a chance to read. Like, we were stripping away the chance to learn how to read. So if now we have this, like, I feel like our ancestors would kind of look at us kind of crazy, like, wow, you're not taking school serious. Like, you're failing all your classes in high school. You're going to school for jokes and play. Like, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? You're paying attention to all these other things. And then when it comes to HBCU, you're downplaying these colleges that were given to us. We couldn't go, like, they couldn't go to just go to fucking Rutgers. They didn't have that privilege to just go to Columbia and go to all these schools because those were predominantly white institutions and they were not accepted into those institutions. So when people get the PWI versus HBCU argument, I feel like it's very disrespectful for young black adults to say, oh yeah, your degree doesn't amount to my degree because I went to a PWI. Like, how dare you?
People actually do that?
Yes. What? People be like, people will really downplay my degree just because I went to DSU.
Why?
Because it's the HBCU, and they feel like that I wasn't taught the same way, or it wasn't as hard for me to get my degree than it was for them to get their degree. Like, my degree isn't. I
didn't know any of that existed. I went
went
to a community college that was predominantly.
Sometimes people be like, "Wow, I'd rather have went to a community college than to go to a HBCU," because they think that, like,
really, it's that bad.
Yeah.
Wow, I did not know
it goes that deep,
Kris.
Yeah.
I
feel very disrespected because, like, wow, those are your ancestors. Like, those are the only schools that they were allowed to go to. Wow. And for you to say, oh, yeah, it's not equivalent, or HBCUs are just party schools, or they're a waste of time.
Yeah.
That's disrespectful. And then even the argument of college is a waste of time. I feel like at the end of the day, education is education, and can't nobody take away from your education. Because if I was to die right now, I know that I accomplished something. I got my degree, and let me tell you, it wasn't fucking easy. Yeah. Like, a lot of people make it seem easy, but it's not easy to attain a degree. Because at the end of the day, you don't have your parents telling you to go to class and get good grades and blah, blah, blah. And then you have all these different classes, and then you have to do internships, and then you have to do all this other stuff. Like, it's not easy.
Not at all.
And you can just tell that it's not easy by the amount of people who drop out of college.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I feel like your education is something that somebody can't take away from you. Like, you know what I mean?
They can't, but I think what happens is, a lot of times when you go to school, like, what did you expect from college? Like, when you went to college, what did you think that you were going to get out of it besides a degree?
Well, I think I got everything that I thought that I was going to get out of it. I thought that I was going to be, like, make new friends. I knew that I was gonna have, like, the time of my life. I knew that those 4, because everybody was telling me, like, okay, these 4 years are gonna be the best time of your life. So that's what I was really expecting, to have, like, the best time of my life, which I kind of did, kind of didn't. I didn't expect for all the drama and all the unnecessary things that came in. I didn't. Oh, nobody expects for drama and all that.
Yeah.
When you're about to move in, all you're thinking is, yup, when my parents dip, I'm about to turn up. Like, that's what I thought.
But it wasn't all the way like that.
No, it was doing the most. Davey Dave the Great 1 on Instagram Live says, I can educate y'all on a lot of other things like survival and loving and how to treat a woman's body and please and pleasure and say you have... What?
Wait, what? And say you have your women's
college degree? All right, you're going to get blocked.
Wait, what is he... Now,
I don't even know what that comment meant.
Now he said, I went to school to find my queen, to treat her special and make her the one and make sure she minds for me. And I had to study hard to go through the ups and downs and all weather the storm. I calls it... What?
Like, what are you even talking about? Okay, he just pissed me off.
I'm very confused. That kind of completely sidetracked me. Okay.
Anyway,
I didn't go to school for that. I mean, people have other reasons.
People go to school for many reasons.
For many different reasons.
People go to school really, like, I heard some niggas really, like, let their parents sign them up for school just to sell drugs.
I mean, that's a thing.
That's really a thing. People go to school just to scam other people.
That's a thing.
So people go to school for many reasons. But I mean, I went to school to have fun and get my degree. And that's what I came out.
I honestly went to school because my parents told me to go to school.
I mean, that's the initial reason why I went. But then when they kind of hyped me up, like, that's the reason.
No, there was no hype. I think
you went to community college.
I think one thing about school that we kind of make it's kind of like a chore instead of us wanting to go. Yeah. Because I looked at it like everybody else was looking at it like that. Like, oh, I'm going to move in. I'm going to do that. Like something good was going to come out of it. Like, now you get this freedom, now you get this, now you get that. And I'm like, I'm doing the same routine that I did in high school, except now I have to drive 20 minutes farther.
So now you in the 13th grade.
Yeah, and that's really what I felt. I saw a lot of people that I went to high school with, and I was looking forward to never seeing these people ever again in life. And then I would see them there, and it just, I don't know, what I expected from it was that eventually I was gonna obtain a degree. That was it. Like, I didn't expect to get all the lessons, life lessons that I got. So like, I got more so life lessons than I actually got for my degree, because I feel like
me too.
I feel like the classes that I took for my degree, I honestly could have taken them in high school.
Right.
And not downplaying the school that I went to, but just like I don't even want to say like the level of hardness, like it was easy, because I did bad in school too, but it was just like the certain classes that you have to take, like, what does this have to do with exercise science? Like, why do I have to take a film class to wrap someone's ankle when they fall in a basketball game? Right. Like, what does 2 and 2 have to do together? Like, I wanted to, as soon as I got to college, I wanted to just,
jump into your field.
To jump into my field. And I think if I would have completely, jumped into my field, I would have been maybe more successful or more focused on what I was.
Felt like you got more out of your.
Or felt like I got more out of it, because
that's true. Because I did waste a lot of time on them basic ass classes.
Like, I'm taking math, hate math. We already discovered I failed math in junior year, so I was taking math, failed math in college too. Then I'm taking an English class. These English teachers, it's like, it depends on the teacher, what they want. You got to do this a different way. And then, I'm noticing too, like, college professors are fucking weird. Like, weird as hell. Like, they all have these crazy backstories. It was just too much. Like, it was just way too much. And I don't want to say I felt like it was a waste, because at the end of the day, I did obtain a degree, but I don't use that degree.
Me either.
I think if we would have gotten taught in high school more things, or if there maybe would have been more opportunities for us to be more self-sufficient, opposed to going to college and then going straight into a job, then it would be a little bit better.
I feel like for the fact that we went to school for 12 years, and then an extra 4 years, and I still don't know how to freaking fix my credit. I still don't know how to manage my money.
Absolutely
I
not.
Still was confused when I signed up for my light bill. I was still confused with all these situations. It's like, well, damn, what the fuck did I pay for? Because my life is still dwindling out of control.
Absolutely.
Once I hit adulthood, I feel like after all that money and all that time wasted, I should know all this shit. I shouldn't be calling my mom saying, "Hey, mom, how do I do this? Like, how do I do that? I never had insurance. I never had like."
But do you think this is the college fault, or do you think this is high school fault?
I feel like it's somebody's fault. It ain't mine.
I feel like this is the stuff that we should have known before, because just look at you. I was still at home, so I kind of still had a little bit of guidance. But you went away to school. You're over an hour away from home. Right. Now you have to learn how to do X, Y, and Z by yourself. Don't you think that maybe in high school we should have learned this? Maybe in high school there should have been a class, instead of preparing us for the SATs. What the fuck was that for? They should have prepared us for, like you said, money management, help build your credit. But
also, I feel like that could have been college too, because like you said before, you had all those entry level courses that kind of didn't have nothing to do with your actual degree. So like, instead of doing the math or the English or the literature, which were classes that kind of was like almost high school classes, but they kind of
exactly like high school
just a waste of money, because that at that point you're paying to do these algebra classes, and it's like, bitch, I did this in high school and I still don't know how to do it.
Absolutely.
So why are you trying to teach it to me now? And I feel like we could have substituted those with how to buy a car, how to buy a house, what it takes to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I went to school and I was like, oh, I want to buy a car, blah, blah, blah. I could have got the worst deal known to man. Thank God they actually gave me a good deal on my car, because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing or what the fuck I was talking about when I went and got that car. So it's like, that's sad. I'm spending all this money on college and I don't even know how to purchase a car.
And the thing about it is, college teach you book smart, but you come out, you still don't have any fucking common sense. Because no, seriously, like, being able to manage your money and fix your credit, that should all be common sense things. Right. Those should all be things that we know. Like, it shouldn't. It shouldn't,
I shouldn't have to learn that by experience.
You shouldn't have to learn that by experience. It should be taught to you. It should be, that should be something that people are telling you from a young age. And they don't do that.
They don't.
It's pretty fucking ridiculous.
But it's really our responsibility as a generation to finally fix it, because it's like, my mom and dad, they had to learn it by experience, and it's like, you think they would have been like, well, let me teach it to my daughter so she doesn't have to go through the same thing. But no, I'm still sitting up here calling her, Mommy, she's like, you ain't know that? Well, you ain't never tell me.
I feel like parents honestly do the best that they can.
They can.
Because one thing that you have to realize, like, your parents don't know shit. Just like we don't know shit, they don't know shit. Because that's what I'm noticing as being a parent. Like, I don't know.
I thought you knew that.
I don't know everything. And that's one thing I sometimes try to admit, I didn't know that. You taught me something new. But do you realize with your parents, it was never that. Right. You tell me, I already knew that. No, the fuck you didn't. No, you didn't. Like, no, you didn't. You did not know that. That's a big thing. So what is the biggest gain you got from college besides your degree?
I think it's just like the personal experiences I went through, like gaining friends, losing friends, toxic relationships, responsibility, maturity, just going through different situations where, like, I feel like God, like in college, God puts you through situations where it's like you learn from them, and it's like, if I would have never went to college, I would have never learned about these different things, like how to speak to people. Like, I ran for a position on campus, and I spoke in front of the whole entire university. That's something that I would have never had the courage to do. And the fact that, honestly, that whole situation with me running for a position, that was a joke, because everyone kept telling me.
I remember that.
Yeah, I ran for a position. Mind you, I only ran because, like, at first I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna run for this, I'm gonna run for that, and my friends were like, no you're not, like, can't even see you doing that, can't even see you. So then the more they started doubting me, the more I was kind of like, all right, bitch, well, since you don't believe me, I'm gonna actually do it. And I took that joke a little bit too far, and I was really on stage talking to them, talking about, like, just giving a whole speech.
What I can do for you.
Exactly. And it's like, that's something where I feel like if I would never went to college, I would have never went through those experiences. Yeah. And that's just like an example of different things that I went through. Like, and I feel like that's like the main thing I gained. Like, I feel like I wouldn't be as mature as I am if I didn't do the full 4 years.
I think I definitely feel the same. I think it really taught me maturity, and it really taught me to go with your gut instinct. Go with what you think is right in the beginning, because you know yourself better than anybody else. I think we get put into college, or not even put into college. We go to college because that's what everybody keeps saying. At graduation, after, what are you gonna do? I'm going to college.
Right.
Like,
what school you going to?
Yeah, what school are you going to? So I think one thing I definitely learned is, my decisions are my decisions. Like, I'm not now getting out of college, I don't do anything that I don't want to do. Like, if I don't want to do it, I'm not going to do it. I went to school because I was told to do it. And I think if no one forced going to college on me, I think I would be a little bit more excited to go. Yeah. And I think also I would be more excited because I would go for what I really wanted to go to college to do. Because I went through a period of time where I was in college. My major was exercise science with the sports management option. And I was doing that for a little bit. Then I changed my major to exercise science with occupational therapy. I wanted to be a physical therapist. Mm-hmm. So I was doing it. And then I got to a point where, when I get this degree, I'm not going to be a physical therapist. I need to go to school for like 5 more years. Right. So I need a degree that I'm going to be able to use and go out into the world and do. So after I got that degree, not after I got the degree, wait, hold on. Salute Heem says that's because they conditioned us to think college is the only way to be successful. Absolutely. But halfway through, I just kept telling my dad, I think I want to change my major. Like, I don't think this is what I want to do. Mm-hmm. At the time I was working at my job. I was working in the kitchen. They moved me up to food service concierge. So, I was like helping the people with their menu and stuff like that. It wasn't necessarily with food. It was more so like hospitality management type of thing. Okay. So I changed customer service. So I changed my major to food and beverage management, so like hospitality. Mm-hmm. My parents laughed at me. So you want to be the manager of McDonald's. So you want to do this. And I was like, no, my goal with that was I want to be a manager like of a casino, like a restaurant, a casino, something like that. So it's hospitality. That's what I wanted to do. Point, period, blank, hospitality. So it was just a big joke. So like I said, I went through the whole trouble of changing my major. Then I went back and I changed it back. Because I'm like, you know what? Let me just get this degree in exercise science and get out of there. Got my degree in exercise science. From the skin of my teeth, I got a job literally like a week later in my field, and it worked out. I was paying good. And then the position got eliminated after like 8 months of me being there. And it was the best decision that they made because I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Like it was working side by side with physical therapists. I was seeing what type of field I was going to be in. I was seeing hand in hand every day what therapists go through, what they have to do. And it's all like everybody is a bunch of crooks. Like I just couldn't do it. It just wasn't something that I even wanted to be a part of. Like, after I got out of there, I was still thinking, maybe I will go back to school. Maybe I will still be a physical therapist or something along the lines of that. But I couldn't do it. Like I just couldn't do it because I knew how unhappy I was in a job. And one thing that our parents don't tell us is that yes, you go to college and yes, you get a degree and yes, you get a job. But if you don't love that job, I'm still going to be unhappy.
Exactly.
And I think now
I feel like they feel like their only job is to make sure that you're successful and not happy. Yeah. And I feel like when I have kids, I'm gonna be more.
That's a perfect way to put it.
I want my kids to be more happy than successful.
Absolutely.
There's no such thing as success if you're unhappy. Like you can be successful, but what is really success if you're not happy?
Absolutely.
Like that's not really success. Success is you're satisfied with what you've accomplished.
Yep.
So if you're satisfied with, painting a picture and it's beautiful and it came out exactly how you wanted to, but you made no money from it, I feel like you're more successful than somebody who did something that they hated and they made a bunch of money from it, because at the end of the day, money doesn't buy happiness.
Absolutely.
And I feel like the whole major thing, I feel like nobody really knows what they want to do when they're entering college, so it's kind of like a waste of time.
Right after high school.
Right. And I feel like that's high school's fault because they don't like really they don't really prepare you for that. Like nobody really told you, like, listen, Alexis, when you graduate in a year or two, you realize you'll have to make the decision of what exactly you want to do with your life. Maybe you should start thinking about that now.
Absolutely.
Maybe we should start doing activities to where as though you can really find out what exactly you want to do in life instead of just teaching you about fucking
triangles and shit.
Exactly. Teaching you about octagons and shit. Maybe what's more important is what exactly you want to do, what's going to make you happy.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's something that high school lacked, as well as just basic nutrition and health and shit like that. Like, there's no reason why I don't know. Like, there's so many people in the world who don't know how to lose weight correctly. People that don't know how to eat correctly, like eat the correct calorie count. Like really look at, like, people don't even know how to look at the back of their cereal box and really tell, like, is this cereal good for me or not?
Yeah, no.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody really knows how to do that. Because
sad. You realize they make you go to gym every day. Whoop-de-fucking-do.
But that's bullshit.
And then one semester out of the four semesters, you go to health. And in health, they try to jam-pack, safe sex, a little bit of nutrition, a little bit of hygiene.
Safe driving.
A little bit of hygiene. Drive safely. Don't drink and drive. Don't do drugs and drive. Don't do drugs, period. And then now you're back in gym. That's all. So it's like, I feel like the school system in general lacks a lot of the everyday tools that you need.
Exactly.
Because it's like we said, we went to school for 12 years. What did I gain out of that? What did I gain? Like, I can read and write. After
I learned how to read and write, it was like everything else was fucking.
I can read and write, and I could do, basic math problems.
Other than that
can get me through my everyday life.
Honestly, I could barely divide large numbers. So,
but at the same time, like, people,
like the little people, I can't do that.
People aren't also realistic. Like, there's calculators everywhere. We live in a world.
And then I hate when my math teacher be like, "Well, when you get to the clerk and check out, are you really gonna pull up your calculator out of your purse?" Yes, bitch. I am. I am gonna pull up a calculator.
Yeah.
Like, the hell? I'm like, hold on one second. Let me just grab a calculator.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And then you know what too? I think we should. Well, I guess now in like elementary school they use tablets and stuff like that. Like they're allowed to use their electronic devices. I feel like
that's another thing.
I feel like growing up they should have allowed us to use our phones, you know, to get more techno savvy and stuff like that, because they don't realize this is our everyday life.
Well, I don't think they should have let us use our phones, because at the end of the day we're just gonna get on social media.
Yeah,
but I do feel like
I'm saying back in the day we didn't have, what social media you getting on, and we had flip phones.
I feel like they gave you the basics. Like we learned how to use Word.
Yeah.
They never really showed you how to really use Excel.
Yeah.
Because when I got to my job, I was literally like IMing my mom, like, "Mommy, please do this Excel sheet for me. I really don't even know how to do Excel." I lied in the interview talking about I'm an Excel expert. I don't know shit about Excel.
Yeah.
Like there's so many, like Photoshop, all those things, like those things are really necessary.
But and they're very necessary.
But like anybody should be able to edit a video.
But the problem is, like, back to our parents, they don't know. The generation before us doesn't, like, and that's the thing that we keep thinking, that they're so much smarter than us. They're so superior to us. They don't know shit. Just like we don't know shit, but they don't know shit either.
I feel like they don't know shit, but at the end of the day, I feel like there's a different experience. Like
they have more experience,
and they should, like, you know, give that to us. Like when I was like, you know what, my car insurance is way too high. I'm gonna just start riding around with no insurance for a little bit until I really get my pockets up, right? Then I call my insurance back. They're like, "Oh, well, sweetheart, you let your insurance lapse, so it's gonna be an extra da 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 da." I'm like,
someone should have told you that.
I didn't know that. She's like, "Oh yeah, girl, you ain't know that." Well, no, I didn't know that. You should have told me.
And you know what parents' favorite thing is? Oh, you know, when you get older, don't tell me now, because
exactly
you never know when I'm gonna need it. Like the little, because sometimes,
and then you forget to tell me when I do get older.
Yeah,
then I'm in this situation.
Yeah, no, but what I'm
I used to ask my parents questions like that all the time. "Mommy, what is insurance? Mommy, what is this?" You'll know, you'll understand when you get older. No, tell me now, so then I can remember.
But I'm saying that the older generation doesn't know anything, in the sense of, like, when you're in school with phones and stuff like that, put your phone away. You have your phone out. What if there's an emergency? I need to contact someone either. Like, they just say stuff because they're superior to you, not because it makes sense. Like, I saw a post a couple of days ago, and it's like, you know, kids should be allowed to have attitudes, you know, go through mood swings and do stuff too. Not be disrespectful, but they're humans just like us. And I feel like the generation above us doesn't treat us like we're the same level. They treat us like, you know, they're here and we're here, when really we're the same. A lot of these people that you think are doing way better than you because, you know, they got a degree, they got that, you're probably making the same as them. They probably don't know the same stuff that you don't know.
Facts.
And it sucks.
Oh yeah, what time are we at? Because we kind of went off on a tangent, but we have a couple more minutes.
No, we did good today. We hit our marks. And you wrote on the wrong page, so that took up. So now I'm on page 7 of my notebook. But that's neither here nor there. Did we already discuss, is college necessary? I think that
I kind of did, but I just feel like I said, it depends on what you really went to college for, and I feel like they don't give you enough time to decide if you want to go to college, because
absolutely,
like, you don't really know what you want to do, and a lot of things that you want to do are not college necessary. Like, I do not use my degree. And another thing is, when I first went to school, my major was psychology. And I only chose that because I didn't really know what else. And I knew that if I would chose psychology, I wouldn't really have to take that many math classes. That's all I knew. I was like, well, if I choose psychology, then I won't have to do that many math classes. So that's what I'm going to go with. But then I'm actually glad that I got my degree in communications, because that kind of does fall into what I do. Because I learned how to do basic video editing, do basic websites, basic, like, this is how I create a website, this is how I edit a video, and then I built off of that, like, on my personal time. So I feel like my degree kind of helped me in that sense. I kind of knew how to, and I concentrated in PR as well, so I kind of knew what it was like to build a business and really put my business out there in front of the public and stuff like that. So those are the type of things they taught me in my actual degree. But do I use my degree? Like, I feel like when you apply for a job, they ask you, oh, do you have a bachelor's degree? You click yes, and you be feeling all proud. Yes, I do have a bachelor's degree.
But do they
and then when you get to the interview, they be like, okay, where'd you go to school? Delaware State. They be like, oh, okay. Well, I know about Delaware State. Yeah. But meanwhile, they talking about the state of
different school.
They talking about a whole different school. They're not talking about Delaware State. They're talking about Delaware University. Like,
they don't even know you.
Well, all right, whatever. They don't never ask for my degree. Like, I would feel better if they were like, okay, we're gonna need you to fax over your degree.
Absolutely.
So we can have some proof. I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, I'll fax it over.
Because, and then you'll actually feel proud, but it's like they don't ask. No one ever asks.
I could have fucking lied and said that I got my master's from Columbia and nobody would ever ask.
Nope. See, but at least with you picked a degree that's like
kind of what I do.
Yeah, kind of what you do, and it helps. You know, my degree is in exercise science. You know, I can wrap your ankle if you fell right now, but that's all I know. Like, you know, there's really no other. I don't want to say I didn't gain any other educational experience, but
you kind of didn't.
I don't want to say I didn't, but I feel though I really didn't.
Nigga said.
Niggas thought the dean's list would get them
Facts. I would be like, yes, if I just make the dean's list a couple more semesters.
For what? Who are you trying to impress? Like, I'm starting to realize now in my older age, like, everything is a competition,
and everything is just for people to think that.
And everything is for people to think that you're something that you're not. Everything. The fact
my mom used to be like, she's like, you know, those jobs look at your GPA.
They don't.
Really, Marilyn? Because you didn't go to school, so you wouldn't know.
They don't ask for your GPA. They just ask if you got a degree. They do not ask.
My parents always think they know what they're talking about.
What? Like, I always, like, when Jasmine will say, you know, well, I got a C, and, you know, my parents will get down her. Me, C's get degrees. Like, what the fuck? They do not ask.
Get degrees. Like,
they don't ask if you're in the thing that I was telling Kristen earlier, too, is
I only put my 3.5 GPA on my resume just because, so you could know, bitch, yeah, I got 3.5. Other than that, if I would have got a 2.7, that shit just wouldn't be on my resume. You would just be wondering what my GPA is. Because I don't ask.
I don't, and that's the thing. The things with jobs too is you're only getting a job 9 times out of 10 now is if you know that person
or if you have experience.
If you have experience. And but the thing about it is sometimes you might have too much experience.
And about how good you bullshit too.
But even bullshitting, because I'm a queen at bullshitting.
Me too. I get in there and they love me at the end of my interview. To get that white person voice on, and they be like, you know what, we like you.
Yeah, but at the same time, as long as you know someone in the company, you're getting that job. That's basically it.
That too. If
you know someone, that's how you get into a lot of these jobs that you actually want to go to.
Like, it's not about what you know.
It's who you know. Like, it's not like these. What is this? You have to be able to converse with people,
and that's it. But I feel like college teaches you that too. I feel like there's a lot of speech classes and instances where they want you to speak in front of people. Yeah, and also, like, you know, they want you to interview to get internships. They do teach you how to speak with 2 people. I feel like my conversation and my speaking skills did elevate once I went to college. Yeah. And I'm not sure if it would have been like that had I not went to college. So, I mean, I can thank college for that. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I really paid $30,000 a year for that.
But you know what it is too? When you were growing up, you went to, you know, preschool to graduating high school, your speaking skills grew as you could, because, you know, your friends are getting more mature, you're starting to speak to different people. Of course your speaking skills are going to improve when you get to college, because now you're speaking to, I don't want to say smarter people, but now you have to have different types of conversations. Right. So I think college does, like you say, help in that sense, but
because, like, when you're speaking to your professors, you kind of get put in that situation, like, well, let me speak like I know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
Or when you're speaking to your advisor, you're speaking to somebody else who you're networking with, you're like, let me speak like I am a college educated woman instead of somebody who just finished at high school. So
I think one thing, like you said earlier, when we're in high school, they need to tell us, not even tell us, you know, guide us in what do you want to do. What do you want to do?
It'll make life a lot easier.
Or maybe in college there needs to be, like, if you don't know what you want to do and you just want to take, you know, different classes here and there, or something. There needs to be something along the lines, because at the end of the day, we're 20 years old. We're 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 years old. We do not need to know what we're going to do for the rest of our life. Because I can say I want to be a writer for the next 10 years. I want to write books. I want to be the next Harry Potter. You know, I want to do that. And I'll do that for 10 years. And then afterwards, I can say, you know what? I want to open up a laundromat. And I want to do that for 10 years. You know, you don't need to know what you want to do. Because life goes on. You could shift.
College is just a buffer in society for older people to retire.
Absolutely.
That's true. I feel like college is somewhat of a scheme because of how much money it is. I feel like the things that you learn are not worth the money that you pay because the amount of money that you have to pay back from those loans is not worth what you got. Because at the end of the day, right now in the United States, we're not making as nearly as much as we're supposed to be making. Like when you get a bachelor's degree, you're supposed to be making $70,000 a year. The average person who gets a bachelor degree, it makes about $40,000.
Yeah,
and that's a big fucking difference.
And you know there's
people who have their masters who don't even make nearly as much as what they're supposed to be making. But that's like almost 6 figures. But your masters.
But that's a problem. Like I looked at my pay stub for the year, and I made $37,000. I have an associate's.
You're supposed to at least make.
I have an associate's.
About 60.
About 60 with an associate's. Mm-hmm. But people that have their masters don't even make that much.
Facts.
You getting paid $15 an hour. $15 an hour, and you went to school and you're paying back all these.
And then you realize, well, damn, by the time I retire, I still wouldn't have made enough to pay back those loans, and I'm gonna leave that on that. Period. Because our time's up. But I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in, and let me know if you want a part 2 of figuring out college, because I feel like we could go on for a little bit longer.
I still don't figure it out. Maybe I'm gonna go back. Maybe I'll figure something else out.
I'm supposed to be getting my master's degree, and it's just taking me a little bit. But when I get it, then maybe I'll help y'all out about figuring it out. Because right now I haven't even got no type of keys. So yeah, if you guys want to watch us in full effect, you guys need to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Figuring It Out with Kris and Lexx, and you can see us every freaking Thursday.
If she hurries up and uploads this video. Let's see.
Yeah, college needs to teach you
to be more efficient.
Yeah,
consistency. Because they allow you to procrastinate.
They do. Too many excuses. But yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.